As someone who's coming back into their faith after years of just, I guess, being lost, for lack of a better word, I joined a group and it's a bunch of Christian women, and I saw a woman talking about how she felt like ever since she gave her life back to God, it's been nothing but struggles. And I was like, yeah, like I kind of feel like that too. I feel like I've been under more like spiritual attacks, and things have just been like, people kind of look at you like you're crazy when you start preaching, and people start to fall away. People get annoyed when you start talking about Jesus or singing about Jesus or praising Jesus and God. And then I was reading my Bible, and I was in Luke 9, and it's in the part where he's predicting his own death. And he said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will save it. And I don't think he meant necessarily losing your physical life here. I think he meant, we're giving up all these worldly things for that everlasting life with him, for that peace. And I've noticed that the more I give up social media, the more that I give up all the worldly things around me, the worldly music, the worldly TV shows, all the distractions, the more at peace I'm becoming. And I think, even if you're not a believer, learning to step away from social media, learning to step away from the television, learning to step away from the negativity and the craziness in the world, spend more time by yourself, doing meditative things, being in nature, reading books, anything like that is really good for you. And I think that that's what this means, that, you step away from all the worldly stuff and you're like, oh, like all this temptation and all this sin and everything that I was fighting against means nothing in the long run, right? But it felt like it meant everything, because we wrap our whole lives up in all of that stuff and all the worldly things. We wrap our life up in money and our job and our relationships, and really the only relationship, the only job we have is to love and serve him, and everything else falls in after that. So if we're living in this worldly world and then we start to follow him, all the old starts to fall away, and it might feel like your life is falling apart, but really it's falling back together.